Well, now there, world's your boy the Toothless Wonder back with another video, and this gonna be a quick one before I take my nap. And I gotta give it, I wish I had this original talking point, but when it comes up or when it came up, I said, that's what I'm experiencing, but I never heard this term before, called empathy burnout. And I wish I could do longer, like videos or lives, but my thoughts just be so convoluted and intertangled, like spaghetti noodles in a bowl that I feel like I don't really flow along a linear path. But in reference to empathy burnout, for me personally, it's almost like I wish that I didn't care. But actually caring is part of being a human. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like through this social engineering, they are socially rewiring us to not be human, to not be empathetic, or to care about the plight of others. Like our internals are now depleted for the illusion of the external. You know what I'm saying? Like, case in point, I was talking to a former coworker that's a counselor. She's, went to school for counseling in the substance abuse treatment field, right? And she made, I guess, like these kind of gaslighting type of statements, right? Or I'll say something plainly, and then she'll be like, I don't understand, or use English. The words I just used were English. What do you mean? You don't want to understand. No, you understand. You just don't understand why I'm not like you. You don't understand why I won't just drop a moral and ethical code for a paycheck. You see what I'm saying? And then made the statement like, oh, I wish I had your free time. Insinuating I have nothing else better to do than attempt to give wrongdoers the blues. To which I replied, freedom ain't free. You see what I'm saying? Like we can play the little word boot to boot back and forth. And I understand not giving people your energy, but to be totally honest, the way I'm set up, and I ain't talking about just, struggling through something or whatever. I'm talking about when I discover you ain't who you or portray yourself to be, we got a problem. We got a big problem. Because there's nothing but bamboozlers out here. You see what I'm saying? Everyone's playing chameleon. Everybody's going along to get along. And in my empathetic nature, I seek to, give advice that I knew to be true. And these same people always come to me with situation, problems, whatever, whatever. But then be dismissive of the stuff I say. But you come to me for help though. And I also understand like not letting the world necessarily affect you or change you. But in my empathetic nature, I guess there's two like, oh, I feel the plight of someone else or something to that effect, right? But here's the flip side of my empathetic nature. I want these people to get their just due. I'm tired. Of course, it ain't my call. Of course, it ain't my call, but at what point do these people's illusions get eradicated? Because here's what I know. As in this lost value system of Babylon, right? The externals, finance, leisure, titles are at the top of the pyramid, where things like spiritual stuff and mental stuff is at the low rung. So we can turn on the news and see the external things cracking, right? So when the illusion goes away, what are you going to fall back on? Nothing, because there's nothing in you. Because you haven't built anything or done anything that would harness those things that are in you, that are actually the foundation on which any human being stands on in this existence. And I find it like, okay, like it's summertime, like I would like to do certain stuff, be outside. And I just seen a video about that. But outside, and I think it's in Revelation 22 where it says, and then like I will go to the beach, but there's people, like, it's just not my vibration. Like I'd rather go to the beach where like it's sparsely populated. Or what about this phone? I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. And from now I got clarification on it from a spiritual perspective. That outside is where all the sorcerers are, the necromancers, the molesters, the bamboozlers, all them people outside. What I really desire is to be outdoors, enjoying nature, recharging, you know what I'm talking about? Because outside in society is draining. Because here's the flip game on. Everybody's stupid than a motherfucker, but will attempt to make insinuations about how you're dumb. But I can't be dumb. I don't go through none of the stuff y'all go through. And y'all can't go what I go through without losing your top. Because your value is predicated on that you go along with. Mine is predicated on what I had the strength to break away from. At this point in the game, I'm really starting to question if it's even meant for me to even be in society like that. Other than running errands, go to the store, get gas, stuff like that. But like, of course, you had the desire for companionship, belonging in a social grouping. I guess that's just natural to a human being, right? But I'm finding I'm gonna have to override that because even at my time spent where, 1 minute they love you, next minute they hate you, because I stood on what was right, um, it's like I gained nothing outside of a paycheck. I gained nothing by being around y'all or knowing y'all personally, other than my it being revealed to me how my higher power is working on me internally when he put me around other people and I'm around their vibration. I'm hearing personal conversation. We're having personal talk. And I'm blown away by the lack of character of these people. All these people are gonna take the mark. Why wouldn't they? They damn near all took the jab. You see what I'm saying? It's, we don't know what's in it, but still take it anyway. You want your job, right? Oh, okay. What? What are you gonna do? I don't know, but I ain't doing that. Cause I don't want to do it. That's why. I can now see how, you know, this is being prepped up for the persecution. Not saying I'm perfect by a long shot, and I got a ways to go. But how those who live outside of the system or have their own thoughts or believe in the Most High or try to live righteously, attempt to try to live a life of repentance, try not to, mess people over, try not to take advantage of folks. I can see how these people will be demonized in society. Like y'all are holding us back from us destroying ourselves in pleasure that's destroying us internally. Like I be wanting it, like honestly, I be wanting to get like how 50 Cent keep antagonizing Ja Rule 20 years later. That's how I be feeling. Like I be doing whatever. I got some free time. Let me just make a post, insinuate it. You know what I mean? And they won't like it or respond to it. But I know they said. Let me just keep antagonizing because you deserve to be antagonized. How you just get away with all this dirt and act like that's why I can't do social groups like that. Like I'm so saved and quit drinking. I'm in the sobriety thing, recovery, whatever. I'm in sobriety, but I'm not in the recovery world. Cause them people cramp my style. Cause ain't nobody out there giving out no good information. It's basically in NA from what I see. It's basically a fashion show and a sex club, and you know what I'm saying. I have value because I stand next to this person who has a title. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit, man. My value actually comes from all the stuff the Most High allowed me to overcome. And I'm struggling forward. Like, I acknowledge that shit. You know what I'm saying? At least with me, you can't say I bamboozled or I perpetrated a fraud or you come to discover I was something that I wasn't. I'm so authentic. People don't believe me, even though they can't name anything I've lied about or they seen something in my character that they didn't see in my action. You know what I'm saying? And then ultimately, like in reference to the whole fake Jewish ran sex club masquerading as a treatment recovery center, it seemed like now, mind you, none of this stuff personally happened to me. But it seemed like I'm the only one that care. I'm the only one who can articulate not just the action, but how the action will mess people up. And I have nothing but stories of these people destroying each other. It's so bad. Here's the inversion of Babylon, right? The clients are fucking the staff and then and then going on about their business because they see no value in the staff member who's out in society with a title. But drug addicts are using you and discarding you. I thought it was more of a situation where, like, okay, I'm around these, let's say me, right? I'm around these vulnerable women, and I get my Jimmy rocks off on them. You know what I'm saying? I use this one, then I use this one, then I use this one. That's not the case. It be in that scenario, it'd be them getting money out of me, and then talking bad about me, and telling everybody all my business. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I didn't care, yeah. And I don't know how to stop caring from a general human standpoint. Like now we're in a space where like empathy without manipulation is almost like foreign. Like when I was living in Baltimore, I became very leery of the help. That's how I started learning how to help myself and counsel myself and just go through stuff on my own and pray and all that. Because I ain't trust nobody. It's not like, oh, I want to help. I see you struggling. Here, this is how I did it. Or here's where some help. You're using it. You know, they say the adversary presents itself as an angel. Like we're in that space where you got to be leery of the help. Now, people might not like me for a reason. To my response is, what I do to you? Crickets. I ain't did nothing to you. You just can't believe I am who I am because all y'all are nothing like that. Y'all couldn't have walked the journey I walked, yo. I went for years in isolation, years of lack, but it produced things. My ability to be resourceful, my ability to critically think, my ability to perceive things from intuition. You know what I'm saying? It made me more instinctual in the animal kingdom. Like they try to like certain stuff and not sidestep all that because I see it coming. Or I marinate on, like, oh, that's what they doing. Let me do this. People get mad when they can't use you or can't work you. But then when you're talking to them, they're going for an hour straight of how they've been done wrong by others. This is crazy, yo. Ow. But that's all I got, man. I'm gonna take a nap, yeah. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Ooh,